And I think really what this report is about is how to build a better society, how to make York a nicer place for all of us to live in. We all want stronger community life. We all want less violence and drugs. We all want less mental illness.
And we know when we talk about a living wage and about recommending that, people will say, you know, how much is that? How can I afford it? If there are cuts to be made, how can this be done? This is not possible. And we are very happy to debate this, we're very happy to talk about it, but we do know that work is a route out of poverty. But there are also many people in poverty who are actually working. It's just that they don't earn enough. And one of the routes and one of the ways we can do this is by encouraging people to move towards paying a living wage.
I believe that you can judge how healthy a society is by how it treats the most vulnerable people. Researchers again conclusively showed that a more equal society is much happier. We've heard about it already. Now, if we want York to prosper, flourish, we must deal with these income and social inequalities. It is our duty and our responsibility, collectively, not just the council, all of us. For the Commission, fairness has been about increasing equality of opportunity, reducing income inequality, and improving the well-being of all. Those are the main guiding things. Because we want all to work together in such a way, whatever the cuts, this unavoidable stuff, we want to make York a fairer place. So I'm delighted that the Fairness Commission is calling for a living wage to be introduced across the city. People should be paid, as I said, a living wage for a fair day's work. Anything else is unjust. I hope York will take the lead on tackling inequality and that others across the country will also follow. It is now over to the elected councillors, businesses, voluntary organizations, and all of us to cooperate to carry the work forward. What we must ask is, do we want to live in a society where inequality and suffering is ingrained, or would we rather send out the message that everyone is valued and has an important part to play? It is our choice. We can all make it happen. So let us go together. It's my responsibility as patron to invite Ruth to come forward and formally present this report.
On behalf of City of York Council and our strategic partners from all sectors in the city, I'm delighted and honoured to accept the final report of the York Fairness Commission. This is a landmark moment on our journey towards achieving greater fairness and equality in York, and in the words of the report title, towards a better York for everyone. John Lister, Richard Wilkinson, Kate Pickett and John Kennedy, thank you all for bringing your considerable expertise and experience to the Commission's work. I'm very grateful for the continued commitment and passion that you have all shown to strengthen communities and reducing inequality in the city. When we set up the Independent Fairness Commission in July last year, we did so as part of a commitment from my cabinet to begin to tackle poverty and injustice in all its forms. Faced with funding cuts and pressures on budgets due to demographic change, we wanted to engage with the wider community to understand their priorities and expose our decision-making to independent and expert scrutiny. The Commission's interim report in November last year delivered this challenge initially to the Council, and we have responded by incorporating the fairness principles into the work and the decision-making of the Council. In setting the Council's budget for 2012-13 and 13-14, we're able to make use of these principles and take them into account of the many of the Commission's detailed recommendations about how to balance different needs, demands and priorities and still protect services for our most vulnerable citizens. And I'm pleased to say that many of the other interim recommendations are already being acted upon. In this report, the Commission is addressing its recommendations to the whole city. It challenges us all to work together to create a better York for everyone. With my civic leadership role for the city and as chair of York's Without Walls Strategic Partnership, it is my honour and responsibility to accept this challenge on behalf of all our partners and the wider community.